So, why is it that I'm going live today? So, I really wanted to talk about, the New Year's diet because we always, every year, I know every year since I was small, my New Year's resolution was I need to lose weight, I need to go on a diet, I need to change how I look, I need to do this, I need to do that. And actually, you know, we really want to start looking at different resolutions. Maybe, I mean, I'll tell you why. Me and my partner have done, instead this year we have done a word. So we have decided a word for the year, and obviously we don't do diets or anything like that, but I really wanted to hop on and talk to you and really talk about some of the 6 reasons not to start a New Year's diet. And I did a post on this, actually. I've done a post on this, so I don't know if you've seen the post or not, but I really wanted to come live because I think it's nice, being on video, and it's just a little reminder, because quite often we can fall into that diet trap because quite more of all of us have been taught, by society, that this is what we need to do at the beginning of the year. What we need to do is we need to start the year with new year, new me, right? And that means, normally it means, in some shape or form, we need to change our body, we need to change how we look, we need to adapt into somebody else's either body rules, food rules, whatever it is. So what do we do normally when it comes to the beginning of the year? Like you say, most of us have been in that mentality where we want to lose weight because we've eaten a lot at Christmas, we've probably been dieting coming up to Christmas, and then we just go, I want to eat all the food at Christmas, right? I want to eat all the food. And then we tend to binge eat at Christmas. We tend to binge on all of the food, all of the chocolates, and we just eat everything in sight because we haven't allowed ourselves to have any of these foods, right? So then by January, we're like, oh my goodness me, right, I need to get this Christmas weight off. I need to lose weight. I need to sort myself out, and all these different things that we say to ourselves. And how can that look? So when we do that, what do we normally do? So we can then cut carbohydrates, we can cut our calories, we can start tracking our calories, we can start counting macros, we can think, right, okay, I'll do a juicing, or I'll start fasting, or we can even just say to ourselves, right, okay, I'm going to start quote unquote healthy eating. And as much as it sounds like there is nothing wrong with that mentality, and it sounds like it's all good, actually this mentality and how we approach food and how we approach our body has massive consequences. It has, it can really, really, really affect us mentally, physically, and emotionally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through 6 reasons not to start a New Year's diet. So the first reason is diets do not work. Right? Diets do not work, and I'm talking long term. A diet might work short term. Well, you think it's working short time, but it never works long term. Diets do not work long term. Diets actually make you feel like a failure, right? I don't know about you, but have you stepped on the scales, and when the scales have gone in the wrong direction, which you don't want it to go in, so the scales have gone up and you've been really good that week, you feel like a failure, right? You absolutely feel like a failure. So then what do you do after you've stepped on those scales and they've gone up? What do we do? Right, we feel rubbish. We feel sorry for ourselves. We feel like a failure. So then what do we do? Right? We want to make ourselves feel better. So what do? We eat, right? So we end up doing the thing that we are trying not to do in the first place because we feel so crap about ourselves, right? So, and then what happens is it then leads to either binge eating, it leads to stress eating, it leads to nighttime eating, it leads to us eating anyway, right? So when we step on the scales and it's not gone in the direction that we want it to, we can feel like a failure. So we then turn to food for that reason. Or we can step on the scales, we've lost weight, we feel like a success. So what do? What do we do to celebrate? Right? What do? When we want to celebrate, what do? We eat. We eat the thing that we've been telling ourselves we cannot eat, right? Diets do not work, right? So this is number one. Diets do not work. Number two is 80 to 90% of eating disorders start with a diet, right? I'll repeat that. 80 to 90% of eating disorders start with a diet. Oh my goodness me, that is huge. That percentage is huge, right? That is just huge. I mean, even that in itself, sorry, I keep getting reminders popping up everywhere. That in itself is just a, oh my goodness me, this is really scary, right? Number three, when we are dieting, we are not listening to our own body, our body's wants and needs, right? So everybody's body is different. Our body is going to be very different to the next door neighbour's body. It's going to be very different to our partner's body. It's going to be very different to our mums and dads and children's, and everybody's body is different. And when we are dieting, we are ignoring our own body's wants and needs, right? We are ignoring everything our own body is trying to tell us, because what we are doing is we are following somebody else's food rules. We are following somebody else's rules, what they are saying we should eat. And actually, our body knows what's best for us. Number four, we are overriding any signs, any signals when it comes to our own body and food. And again, what do I mean by that? So we tend to, when we are dieting, what we tend to do is we tend to eat when we are told we should eat. We tend to eat how much we should eat. We don't really listen to our hunger signals. We don't listen to our hunger signals until it's too late. And then what happens is we get so hungry, then we binge, right? So we have completely lost all the connection with our own body signals. So our hunger signals, our fullness signals, our satisfaction signals, all these signals that we have, that our body, we are born with. We are born as babies with all these wonderful, wonderful, sign signals, sensations in our body. We are born with these sensations and we completely lose them. We completely lose them because we are following what somebody else is trying to tell us. And even if it's not somebody else, it may be, a mainstream diet. It might be even you are telling yourself that you are not dieting, you are just healthy eating. But I can guarantee when you start telling yourself that you are not eating chocolate, or you're not eating crisps, or you're not eating cake, I can guarantee you start wanting those things. And that in itself, that mentality is still a diet. Even if you are not following a mainstream diet, it's still a diet. Your mind doesn't know any different. So it's almost as like, as soon as we make that decision to go on a diet, and as soon as we make that decision not to eat that chocolate or that ice cream, then our mind wants it. It's like we have physically put it on a diet, whether we've started it or not, right? So our mind is super powerful. So number five, diets are not maintainable, not achievable, and not sustainable long term, right? We're talking long term. So when we eat, how do we really want to eat? Do we want to be eating in like short-term periods? So what do I mean by that? Do we really want to be dieting for 2 or 3 weeks and having like our body like lose weight and then obviously it go up and down all the time? Because that's what diets do. They're really short term. It makes our body fluctuate massively. You might notice, anybody who's been on a diet over a period of years will notice how much fluctuation you will have seen in your body. And you might even say to yourself, oh, I can't believe that over Christmas I put on like maybe half a stone or 10 pounds or a stone, because you will put on weight fast, right? Because again, it's not achievable and sustainable long term because our body fluctuates. Number six, 95%, and this is just again crazy stats, 95% of dieters put on the weight that they have lost within 3 to 5 years, right? So everything that people have lost, they generally put on everything they have lost and more within 3 to 5 years of them losing the weight. So that in itself is a huge, huge stats. Like nearly 100% of dieters put the weight back on and more in 3 to 5 years. How insane is that? How insane is that? It's just, oh my God, it's mind blowing. So I would really, really, really love to encourage you. I would love to encourage you, instead of doing a crazy diet, a fad diet, even anything that maybe you're telling yourself you're not dieting, maybe just tracking foods, you're seeing it as just tracking foods. you know, anything like that, I would really, really, really encourage you to, instead of doing that, instead of focusing on the foods that you are eating or the foods that you are not eating, really start looking inwards, start really reconnecting with your body, and really start changing how you respond to food. You know, start this year by learning to listen to your body. Start learning to listen to your emotions. What is your emotions telling you? Quite often when we turn to food, it is generally, or it can be, because we are either trying to ignore something, we are trying to ignore how we feel, or we want something, we are desiring something in our life. And food makes us feel good, right? Food can make us feel good. Food is pleasurable, right? Food can also make us feel really, really, really bad afterwards as well. So it's that real love-hate relationship. So what I would really, really encourage you is really start tuning back into your body. What does your body want? What does it need? You know, not what does the next door neighbours want, not what does the PT, you know, want, you know, what does their body want? Your body, because your body will always tell you, you just have to listen, right? And I can guarantee your mental and emotional health will thank you for it. You know, that, because quite often what can happen again is we can overthink about food, we can be constantly thinking about food, we can desire food, we can obsess about food, we can be triggered by food. All these things happen when we have that restriction mentality. So please, like I said, your mind and body, mental and emotional health will thank you for it. The sooner you can reconnect with your body and start learning to listen to what your body wants and needs with food, honestly, the happier you will be. So I'm going to end this live. Thank you so much for being here. If you are here, give me a hello. Also, I just wanted to quickly let you know that I will be starting my signature program in a few weeks' time. So if you are interested in changing how you respond to food, changing your mental and emotional state around food, and changing how you see yourself in your body, either give me a DM or send me a message, or go to the link in my bio. You can have a look at my website and you can book a call. You can book a call in the link in the bio as well. So thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing everybody a very, you know, happy new year, and make this year a good one. You know, change how you respond to food, change how you feel about yourself, change how you feel about your body. Let's really start, you know, changing how we look at things, instead of turning to a diet to solve all our problems because we think that's what's going to solve our problems. Really start looking inwards instead of like looking for things externally. So I hope all this makes sense, and I will see you in the next live. So sending you all lots and lots of love, and I will see you all soon. Mwah. Bye for now.